Yo, what is up, chaihards? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex, and today we gotta talk. Because I am still reeling from what went down, and I know you are too. Grab your coffee, settle in, because my heart is still pounding out of my chest. We're talking about the insane call, the shocking turn of events for one of our own, and the news that had all of us hitting rewind, thinking, no, there's no way that just happened. That's right. We're talking about the absolute gut punch of seeing Christopher Herrmann, our Herrmann, fighting for his life. This wasn't just another fire, people. This was a 5-alarm fire on our emotions, and it all went down in the one place that's supposed to be their sanctuary. Slight pause, host leans in, tone gets more serious and personal. All right, so let's break this down, because it's a lot. We see these heroes, the men and women of Firehouse 51, run into literal infernos day in and day out. Right. They are the bravest of the brave. A collapsing roof, a chemical spill, a high-rise blaze. That's just another Tuesday for them. We've seen them walk through fire and come out the other side, covered in soot but standing tall. That's their job. That's the risk. But this was different. This wasn't on the job. This was a sucker punch that none of us saw coming. Let's set the scene. Molly's, the bar that Herrmann, Otis, and Dawson poured their blood, sweat, and tears into. It's more than just a bar. It's their spot. It's the place they go to decompress, to have a laugh, to be a family outside of the firehouse. It's neutral ground, a safe haven. Or at least, it was supposed to be. And you know Herrmann. He's the heart and soul of 51 in so many ways. He's the grumpy dad of the firehouse, the guy who's always got a piece of advice, a sarcastic comment, or a get-rich-quick scheme that's doomed to fail. He's a husband, a father to 5 kids. He's the rock. He's the guy who tries to see the good in people, even when it's hard. And that's what makes this so messed up. He was trying to do a good thing. He takes this kid, Freddie, under his wing. A kid who's had a rough go of it, someone everyone else has written off. Herrmann gives him a job, a purpose, a chance. He's trying to be a mentor, trying to steer this kid away from the path he's on. Classic Herrmann, right? Leading with his heart. And for a second, you think it might just work. You're rooting for Freddie. You're proud of Herrmann. But the streets have a long reach, man. After a rough call and some friction, Freddie gets pushed to his limit. And in the back room of Molly's, the one place our guys are supposed to be safe, the unthinkable happens. It wasn't a fire. It wasn't an explosion. It was a knife. And Herrmann goes down. Host shakes their head, looking genuinely upset. I mean, can we just talk about the shock of that moment? The camera work, the suddenness of it all. 1 minute, it's just another day at the bar. The next, one of our favorite characters is bleeding out on the floor. My jaw was on the floor. I literally screamed at my TV. It felt so personal, so violating. To see him stabbed, not by a faceless perp on a call, but by the very kid he was trying to save. It's a level of betrayal that just hits you in the gut. And the chaos that follows. Cruz's guilt is just written all over his face. He's the one who brought Freddie around. The whole firehouse, this unbreakable family, is just shattered in that instant. The frantic call to 911, the sirens. But this time, they're not racing towards a stranger. They're racing towards their brother. Then we get to the hospital, Chicago Med. And honestly, this is where the one Chicago universe just shines. But man, does it put you through the ringer. Seeing Herrmann wheeled in, pale and losing so much blood. It's terrifying. The medical jargon is flying, doctors are shouting, and all we can do is watch alongside the rest of Firehouse 51, feeling completely helpless. Every single reaction shot in that waiting room was a masterpiece. Casey, trying to hold it together, being the steady lieutenant. Severide, with that look of disbelief and rage. Mouch, just heartbroken. You could feel their world tilting on its axis. Herrmann isn't just some guy they work with. He's the guy who coached their kids' hockey teams, the guy who probably lent them money, the guy who's been a constant presence through every single tragedy and triumph. And now, he's on the other side of an emergency. The doctors are saying it's bad. He's coding. They're losing him. At that moment, I was genuinely convinced this was it. I was preparing myself for a Chicago fire without Christopher Herrmann. And let me tell you, that is not a show I was ready to watch. This whole storyline, from the firehouse to the bar to the hospital, was an absolute masterclass in emotional storytelling. It reminds you that the biggest dangers these first responders face aren't always the flames.